Nafikiri tuwezi tukasema kwamba Raila ni mradi, ni project ya serikali, kwa sababu yeye ndio peke yake ambaye tumeweza kumpata kama mgombezi wa hiki cheo. Kwa hiyo yeye tunamuunga mkono kama vile ambavyo serikali ya awamu ya 4 ilipomuunga mkono Amina Mohamed ambaye hakuweza kufaulu. Kwa hiyo tu ni jitihada tu, lakini tuseme kwamba tunamuombea na tutatumia rasilimali zetu kama serikali na nchi kusukuma azma yake, ndiposa tuweze kupeperusha bendera yetu katika masuala ya Kiafrika. Kwa hiyo kuna miradi tu yote na kuna ufadhili wa kutosha, na tunataka hata zaidi wengine ambao wanaweza kuchangia, lakini ni hadhi na heba yetu, na tunajivunia sisi kama Wakenya kama tunaweza kuwa na ushawishi mkubwa kiasi cha kwamba mmoja wetu ambaye ni kiongozi wa kutajika na kiongozi ambao tunamheshimu anaweza kupata nafasi ile. Itakuwa ni historia, na ikumbuke kwamba hata majirani wetu walikuwa na Umoja wa Afrika OAU, Salim Ahmed Salim miaka iliyopita. Kwa hiyo ni jambo ambalo tutashukuru, kimwangalia Musa Faki na Dlamini Zuma na wengine ambao hapa Jean Ping, wote ambao wamekuwa hapo awali. Kwa hiyo kama Kenya tutaweza kuwa na mwenzetu, itakuwa ni jambo zuri zaidi na la kihistoria. Na tunaweza kusema pia kwamba kumuunga mkono Raila Odinga kunaleta umoja sana katika nchi yetu. Juzi tumekuwa na rais katika eneo la Nyanza na watu wameshukuru sana kuungana kwa sababu ya jambo hili. Tulipoanzisha kule Ikulu azma hii yake kuzindua rasmi, pia kulikuwa na viongozi wa tabaka mbalimbali. Kwa hiyo ni jambo ambalo tunasema asante, kwa sababu Kenya lazima, sisi sote ni Wakenya na Wakenya wazalendo, tuweze kuungana, tusahau tofauti zetu za kisiasa, kwa sababu tuna nchi yetu tu moja, hatuna nchi nyingine. Nije kwa huyu mrembo mama ambaye ni mgombezi aliyegombea. I want to say that it is true that there have been issues to do with compensation and squatting, but those are issues that will be addressed when there has been due diligence conducted in each and every particular issue. So if you have any allegations, for example, against any member of parliament or any state officer or public servant, it's good that you provide those details, because it's important for that to be taken action, so that also we work with what is actually happening. But the government is extremely committed to ensuring that as many young people get opportunities. Remember, our median age is now 20 years. We are the second youngest country in the world after Uganda, which is 19 years. And so we have a youth board. That's why we have these opportunities for internship. Even in this office, Office of Government Spokesperson, there are interns, who get an opportunity to hone their skills, and eventually they increase their employability. Sometimes they could even be retained, in government and other places. The issue of third gender rule, I think that's a political question that needs to be responded to based on whatever initiatives that are ongoing in Parliament. Remember, there was an advisory the President gave at the beginning of this administration, imploring upon the Parliament to actually pass this law. You remember the Maraga ruling. So we leave it at that, because it is a question. But there's one thing that also we need to look at, because there have been contestations around, is it a gender principle or a gender rule? I mean, that's a question that needs to be answered, because the Constitution provides for a gender principle rather than a rule. But either way, it's a political question. Before I come to your question about the future of the country, let me turn my focus to Nyongesa, the issue of Adani. This is just a proposal, and public participation will happen in due course. But we want to tell the naysayers and the rumor mongers that nothing is yet to be done on this. But we need partnerships, strategic partnerships that are going to assist our country to do better. I hear you are from Aviation FM, so you are very concerned about matters of aviation. What we want to assure Kenyans is that nobody will be adversely affected, even those that are workers, because I can see, even the union, the workers saying they want to go on strike on Agosla because of the hurried manner in which this issue is being done. I can assure you without a doubt it will be handled in a proper manner. Yego, I need to correct this issue. Your Maisha number will not expire. No, it will not expire. Because if my Maisha number is my ID, then how will my number, I have it. It will still be the ones that we are going to use. So there is that misconception. The Maisha number is not going to expire. It is for life. In fact, this number will be the one that will be issued to newborns. So it's the number you'll use. So at some point it will be the birth certificate number. Then at some point it will be the ID number. It will be also the voter's registration number. It will also be the death certificate number. So it is one number. And there has been, you remember there was a Huduma number and such other initiatives that did not succeed very well. But that is the case. And the bridging is, if you have an ID currently, let's have it being the same number that you're going to use. But for the people who are going to acquire newly, it will be a totally new number, and the newborns for that matter. It is actually true that our IDs are most vulnerable. I remember one day finding somebody who, for all intents and purposes, looked like he was from another country. Let me not mention for purposes of diplomacy, but he has the name Mutinda. So I was wondering what kind of Mutinda is this in there. So people have IDs, and you can see for sure. But of course, Kenyans need not to worry because the vetting has been already waived by His Excellency the President. The future of this country, Madam, is a great endeavor to look forward to. Many are the times that people have actually wished that Kenya does not succeed. When we took over power on 30th of September 2022, about 2 years ago, it was projected that we would not have a country to run because we were riddled in debt, we were in a post-COVID era, and things were not just looking up. We had huge fuel subsidies, the cost of living was skyrocketing, and for sure, it was a very difficult moment for the nation. 2 years on, we are here. We are here in a country where the cost of maize flour was over 230 shillings. Today is 130 shillings or less. We are here when we took over, there was drought. But today, our granaries are full, to the extent that we are no longer importing sugar because this has already been well taken care of, that all our factories, sugar factories or companies are in business. We are here in a country where only some few months ago, it looked that it was impossible to quell the rising discontent of the fact that some of the people who wanted to be taken care of, like our striking doctors, there was no solution to it. But today, things are running. So Kenya is a great country. Kenya is a country that projections show in the next 20 years or so, it's likely to be the most robust economy in Africa. And that is why we have focused ourselves on the 5 pillars with regards to agriculture and food security, healthcare, the MSMEs, housing, and the digital superhighway and the creative economy. So that we move forward, we leapfrog our country into a greatness that it is. That is why, for example, many of the heads of states and governments, over 40 or 52 of them, I think the last time I counted, have come trooping here to see what is this magic that we have. Kenya has provided leadership in matters of green justice and climate justice, the reform of the international financial architecture, which is now gaining currency globally, and such other discourses that we've been able to provide. The only challenge is that when there is sabotage from within, when we ourselves do not believe that we have a great country that we can lead, that is where the issue is. That no matter our internal differences, we focus on that which is going to be beneficial to all of us. Whether it's a political class, whether it is the members of the fourth estate, all boiling down to the individual Kenyans, it is important that we put and fix our eyes on the ball so that we are able to overcome these challenges. There is no future that can be successful without our collective effort, because fraction is a part of a whole. So this is really a clarion call that we have the vision. Now the country is united. In fact, I think in our experience with democracy, it appears that constitutional democracy seems to work better within our African polity and state. And that is something that maybe we have to have a conversation with. But it is possible to make one step forward and 2 steps backwards if we do not believe in what we are pursuing. So, my dear sister, I want to implore upon you that believe in this country. And believe in the country and being patriotic does not necessarily mean in believing in individuals. However, it is also important to agree that at any given point in time, some people will be the one leading and others must therefore support, because it is democratically decided that these are the people who are going to lead. So when you do not support them, then you are sabotaging the future of your country. And that in itself, in my humble submission, as the government spokesperson, is that it is very detrimental. The opposition will continue to play its role. I will hasten to submit. Power abhors vacuum. So if people are in government, others will emerge to provide alternative voices, and that is okay. That is the truth. That is the joy of democracy. So play your role. Today we are in government. You never know about tomorrow, who will be there tomorrow, right? But we must, in the best of intentions, continue to pursue an agenda that uplifts, that dignifies the lives of the common mwananchi, who have bestowed upon us the great privilege to lead from the front. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Spokes. We agreed we would do another second round. I saw so many of you coming in. So if you have a question, kindly keep it brief. If you have a question, kindly let us know. Any other question? Any other question? Unless you have anything else, Bonus Spokes, I think we are good.
Thank you. I'm just being reminded here by Joshua Rapsang, our Director of Public Communication. We want to give our condolences to the Uganda Women's Marathon record, Rebecca Cheptegei, who's died here in Kenya. So as government, we want to give our most heartfelt condolences because it's a bizarre act, and we pray that she may rest in peace, and we really wish our fellow Kenyans and Ugandans in the spirit of East Africa, their families and relatives, we send our condolences to them. With those many and few remarks, Kenya itasimama, Kenya itainuka, Kenya itanawiri kwa umoja na uzalendo. Mimi ni Mkenya mzalendo. Asanteni.
Asante, Spokes.